Good morning. You are watching Breakfast with Charlie Stayt and Naga Manchetti. Time now is 7:32.
So the government has confirmed mandatory quarantine will be introduced from the 15th of February for anyone arriving in the UK from high-risk countries. Let's get more on this with the Foreign Office Minister, James Cleverly. Very good morning to you. Thank you for your time this morning. So we had this announcement formally confirmed late last night, Mr. Cleverly. Do you want to just take us through exactly how this will work?
Well, this is a measure which is adding to our existing suite of border measures, so that people that are arriving from one of the high-risk countries who has a legitimate reason to travel, and we have very much limited the number of people who have legitimate reason, will be required to self-isolate at a hotel for 10 days. That is enforceable. We'll have enhanced police presence at the borders. And those people who don't have a right to travel will be refused entry and can indeed be fined. So this is about making sure that we add to our already robust set of measures that we have at the borders.
How many hotels have you got signed up?
Well, I don't have that. I don't have that detail at my fingertips. But what we have done is we have made sure that we're planning for capacity greater than the expected numbers of people arriving from those countries. Ideally, what we're trying to do is limit as much as possible the number of people who are arriving from those countries. But as I say, the number of hotels will be based on the upper estimate of the number of people that might be arriving.
So just to be clear, I mean, this comes in on the...
Well, I mean, to be fair, the formal announcement only came out just late last night, very, very early this morning. So, the way you're phrasing it, I think is...
I'm just asking if that's true or not.
Well, the point I'm making is the announcement only came out at 1 minute past midnight this morning, so it's unsurprising that no one has formally signed up to this. But the whole point of this is that we give the hotels notice, because they will need to change the way they operate. We're asking them to do something very different. We're giving them time to make those adjustments, and we're also giving ourselves time to ensure that this policy is effective by working with international partners and giving our border enforcement officials the time they need to prepare to make this work.
We've just been speaking to Cut. What if the hotels turn around to you, given...
Well, the reason that we are giving notice is to give them time to be ready. And we've been speaking with our international friends and partners who have similar arrangements in place. We are giving the hotel industry notice. We will work with them to make sure that they are ready. And we'll do this as part of an enhanced package of measures, including measures to reduce the number of people coming in from those red list countries in the first place. So what I would say is that, if there are people in the hotel industry that have concerns about that they should get in contact with us. We are keen to talk to them and help to make sure that they are ready to put these measures in place.
Now, the timeline here...
Well, in your last question to me, you were saying we were rushing it, and you can't really accuse us of both.
No, let me be clear. No, let me be clear. What I've said is...
Well, the point that I'm not sure I quite agree with the premise of your question. We announced that we were going to do this, and details would follow. Hotels that know that they're near ports of entry know that they're near ports of entry. It shouldn't be a massive surprise if you're a hotel next to an airport like Heathrow, for
With
example.
respect, if I may, I'm just going to say this on the basis of what the hotelier has just told us.
Well, the announcements that were made, the notification that this was going to come about would have given the hotel industry a degree of notice. We wanted to make sure that the requirements that we sent to the hotels were robust. That takes a degree of time. It would have been significantly worse if we had instructed the hotels to do a whole set of measures and then today instructed them to do a whole load of different things. So this is about taking the time, taking a small amount of time, only a couple of days, to get the details right, so that when the policy does come into force, it will be effective, and it will add to the existing measures that we have in place at the border.
Okay.
That's we're making sure we're small amount of time to get this right. Where
is the next mutant?
Well, look, I have no way of knowing. What I do.
Okay,
know,
so let me pick up on that point, because this is a very important point. It's an obvious thing. So the obvious conclusion of that is that you close the borders to all countries because you don't know where the strain is coming from.
So look, you're trying to tee up a nice little clippable radio moment, but you cut off my answer. And if you'd let me answer in full, you'd understand why our policy is very effective. The UK has one of the global leading genomic research programs, and actually because of that, we have a unique offer to the world, which is helping scientists around the world identify quickly new strains, so that we know where new variations of coronavirus are developing in the world more quickly than we have done up until now. That will help us adapt, and I think the point you were going to make, that will help us to adapt our list of high-risk countries much more quickly and much more responsibly than we have done in the past, rather than where I think you are going with the next question, which is putting a blanket quarantine ban on every country in the world, which would put significant additional and unnecessary pressure, because forcing high-risk restrictions on countries that don't have a high risk would be I think an excessive move to take.
The logic of your answer, if I'm following it correctly, a lot of people will see it the other way around, which is the.
No, I think you misheard the point, or the point I made is that we are sharing our research findings, we are sharing our methodology around the world, so that the whole world is better at identifying new strains in their own countries. So the point is that the international community, the international scientific community is working together. The UK is a leading force in this. I'm very proud that we are, because no one's safe until everyone's safe, and that's why we are working both on things like COVAX, so that the world can vaccinate itself, on Gavi, where we coordinated a huge international donation program, financial donation program, to pay for vaccines in parts of the world that can't pay for it themselves. That's why we're being very much internationalist in our mindset when it comes to epidemiological research, genomic research, because we will beat this together internationally. And that is why we're working so hard to work with the international community to defeat this virus.
James Cleverly, we thank you for your time this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It is 7:43.
Cricket Whites.
Yeah, you in Chennai.
He's a bit nervous about saying these next words, though, because Captain Joe Root is with you.
Hard work that was.
You take a moment and relax those muscles. And thank you, Mr. Motivator in Palmer. Headlines are coming up.
And look for lockdown learning